What up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have an exciting one for you. I had this idea because I recently had purchased Boursin cheese. When I say recently, it was probably like a month or two ago, and I shared a video on this channel using the Boursin cheese, and then I was shocked at the amount of ideas that people had just to use Boursin cheese, and they all sounded like absolutely like mouth-watering dishes. You know when someone describes something as mouth-watering? All of the ideas that you guys shared with me were that, and it sent me off on this like train of trying to think of different Boursin ideas. So in this video, I'm sharing 3 delicious recipes using Boursin cheese. I think all 3 of them are perfect as we're headed into the season where we may be entertaining a little bit more, hosting people for fall events and things like that. I think all of these would be very impressive, but honestly, any of them would also work perfectly for a simple weeknight dinner meal just for your family. If you happen to be new here, hi, how are you? How's the family? Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and giving me a chance. On this channel, I do a lot of recipe inspiration, so if you need help planning what's on the menu next week, please check out the rest of the content on this channel. And if you enjoy the vibe while you're here, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. All of the recipes will be in the description box down below. My husband's also going to sneak in every so often to do taste tests, so let's dive in. First up on the menu, we have a focaccia pizza using Boursin, mozzarella, salami, and some hot honey. I gotta tell you guys, this pizza dough turned out so good that I've actually made it 2 more times since. So even if you aren't into these specific toppings, I highly recommend this pizza dough recipe for your next pizza night. You can customize it to your family favorites, and I'll have the recipe in the description box. The nice thing with focaccia pizza is that you don't have to like wait overnight for it to proof in the fridge, or whatever it's called. Like, I usually make a pizza dough that ends up having to go in the fridge overnight, whereas this one you can actually use it within a few hours, so it works out perfect. And you could obviously use a store-bought focaccia or even just regular pizza dough for this, but let's get into the recipe. So once I made the dough, I oiled my fingers and made some dimples in it for a true focaccia vibe. I then used a cookie dough scoop to place some Boursin strategically throughout. I also added some nice chunky mozzarella through that. And then I added some aglio olio from Trader Joe's, which is like a zesty Italian seasoning blend. It has some red pepper flakes and things in it, and then some flaky sea salt. I then worked in some pieces of salami throughout it, but you could do pepperoni or prosciutto or whatever you wanted. I drizzled it with some avocado oil, but I've also since used olive oil, and both of them were great. I then did a nice slow drizzle of some hot honey on there, which is one of my favorites. This baked for about 20 minutes in a 425-degree tanning bed until it was golden and bubbly. We did a taste test for this, so let's see what we thought. Friends, we have something exciting. We have a star of the show, and it's Boursin cheese. Listen, I was unaware that people did so many cool things with Boursin cheese. I just thought it was like a cracker spread, to be real. Then I made that Boursin pasta dish one time. People were leaving comments that they do some wild things with Boursin.
Really?
Yeah. And then now, of course, the algorithm knows about me and my interest in this Boursin craze. So it's been feeding me some stuff. But tonight, I was like, I want to make focaccia. I don't know why, but I also wanted pizza. So I said, let's just make a focaccia pizza. Okay. And then I was like, what should I put on it? Because we don't have that much in the fridge. So I was like, what should I do? And then I realized we had Boursin cheese, and I was like, duh, that should go together. So we've got all of the things on here. We do have a marinara dipping sauce, but we're going to try it straight up first. Go good, sir. Got that hot honey on there. Go put it down, man.
I don't want to.
You guys, we're gonna have to make this as quick as possible because I need to get to that. You know what I'm saying?
Holy cow.
Holy cow. I gotta say something about the holy cow thing. I don't think that I told on here. I think I told on Instagram. If this is a repeat, I apologize. Our youngest son, obsessed with farm animals. Like massively obsessed. And we obviously try not to say certain things in front of them, so we don't say like holy, there's other options, you know? So we say holy cow sometimes in front of our in front of all 3 of them. But our youngest is obsessed with farm animals, so holy cow, he thinks you just throw another animal at the end of it. So sometimes he'll just yell out, holy horse and holy sheep. And then one day he said, holy kangaroo. And it's just the cutest thing. Like, what toddlers pick up on and run with is wild.
Holy chicken.
Yeah, the chicken was so funny. We got him, he did like 7 in a row. And then the other thing that they've been saying lately is, oh my. They love to say it. I must say it pretty often. And then they go, oh my goodness. And it's just so cute the way they say it. Just in case you're not aware of our age range over here, we had 3 children in the same calendar year. My oldest is 3.5 years old, and then his twin brothers came the same year he was born, and they are now 2.5 years old. We have 3 wild toddlers. Wouldn't trade it for anything right now, but if you asked me like 7 hours ago, I might have a different answer for that. Just saying. It's a wild time. It's like, you don't realize that if you have 3 babies in the same year, you're gonna have 3 toddlers at some point, and you're gonna have 3 teenagers at some point.
Oh no, I just realized that.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I know it's gonna be great, I truly do, but it's just, sometimes it's a little challenging. Any hoodles. All right, so rating this guy, John. We haven't even talked about it.
We didn't even talk about it.
We just said we gotta go.
Talk about it.
It's phenomenal. The Boursin almost gives like a ricotta vibe, but like a step up.
100% agree.
Yeah, it's like flavorful ricotta.
It's not like a flavor overload, but
No.
it's like a joyful, amazing flavor punch.
Yes, and it's like, this feels like to me if you sat down at a really quality restaurant, you know what I mean, and ordered, like you were at like a bistro or like a cafe.
Oh, bistro.
That's what this tastes like to me. Salami, perfect. Hot honey, great addition. Just all the vibes. And then when you dip it in marinara sauce. And I'm not even, like, I'm the type that I like a white pizza. You know what I mean? I like it just plain, just the way it is. But something about dipping it in that marinara took it up a notch.
This is a John-approved meal. You need to follow this recipe and make this.
Yes.
If you do not, you are doing yourself an injustice.
I agree.
And the community will
riot. Corporate will turn on you.
I was going to say the community will thank you if you make it and enjoy it.
Oh, I see.
But
and whoever your loved ones are.
We could go the other way too.
That's true.
If you don't make it.
Kate went the aggressive route. I'm not sure what happened.
If you don't make it.
It's usually John going the aggressive
riots.
route. Anyways, all right, I'm going, it's hard. I want to say 9.5.
I'm going 10.
You're going 10?
I'm going 10.
I really wasn't expecting that.
Because honestly, that dough
yes,
is how I want pizza dough from now on.
Forever. Because it's the type of dough that's like golden and crusty on the outside, but then soft.
Yes.
You guys gotta make it. You gotta make it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna send that feedback over to corporate, and you guys are diving into the next recipe. Next up, I wanted to make some Boursin-stuffed burgers, so John stepped in as sous chef and made some for us. He seasoned ground beef with some spices, a squeeze of Dijon mustard, and some Worcestershire sauce. He separated it into 8 patties, and what he did was he laid down one of the patties, added some Boursin, and then put another patty on top, kind of like a sandwich, before sealing it closed. He cooked those in our cast iron skillet and added some Colby Jack cheese to the top. He baked the buns in the oven, and let's just say he didn't keep a close eye on them. It all turns out in the end, so everything is fine, and he pops in to share some feedback, so stay tuned for that. We had a situation.
Listen,
Maybe you could just scrape it off.
no one's perfect.
John, that's a wild time, John. Sir, I present you the burger that you just cooked.
With your recipe.
Guidance.
And look, the bun is fine.
Yeah, he fixed it. Yay. He also put ketchup on it, in case anyone was wondering the condiment. I'm gonna take a bite. That's a vibe. In case anybody was wondering why I'm not in front of the camera, it's because I just finished a very intense workout. And I look Like a crazy
like
person.
a beauty.
Thanks, babe. Beauty and the beast in the gym. Okay. Anyways,
I'm giving this overall like a 9.5.
9.5. Why do you feel reserved about that?
Because I want to give it a 10, but I feel like the cheese is missing something.
The Boursin or the...
Like, this reminds me of like the old feta burgers.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like this just took it up a notch. Maybe I'm missing a little mustard.
Okay.
But I feel like this is a solid 9.5.
Solid 9.5.
This is probably one of my favorite at-home burgers.
Really?
Yes, this is so good.
I love it as well, but I'm probably going to go 9.
Ooh.
Like it's a soft 9 kind of. Because to be honest, I actually prefer the feta burgers.
Oh, see, I prefer this.
But also, I usually prefer ground chicken and ground turkey, and this is beef. So it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Because the feta burgers we're talking about, you guys, it's a Kate classic.
It's a Kate classic.
I don't
OG
know.
Kate.
This is like OG when I like wanted to have a blog and stuff. I don't know if I've ever even made it on the channel, to be honest. So we're gonna have to get.
We're gonna
that
have
on
to
the
rectify
menu.
that situation.
But those are like my favorite burgers of all
Those are
time.
good burgers.
Yeah. I also
She was
love-
famous for those burgers.
Yeah, and it was one of the first recipes I actually like figured out and like mastered.
Right.
So I think that's part of the reason why I love it so much. Any Hoodles, if you want to impress some people when they come over, that's the burger to take out.
Yeah, for sure. The seasoning was on point. I measured nothing.
Good.
But, you know, I feel like it's delicious. The bun, even though it was slightly crispy when it came out.
It was roadkill, bro.
Listen, the bun came out actually pretty good. Once
you scraped it off,
Once I cleaned it.
You can't even tell.
No, you would never know.
What was I saying? Oh, the potatoes.
Potatoes are on point, but I didn't record these.
Okay, well, just show your friends. What did
So
you do?
friends, this is just salt, pepper, a little paprika, and some
Avocado oil.
avocado oil. Yes.
In the air fryer.
Air fryer, 350, 15 minutes. Boom. Thank you.
It's kind of low. A lot of times when you do potatoes, I think you go like 400. So
Yeah.
that's good.
We needed to use up the potatoes, and I was like, I need a filler.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to get to eating this, and you guys are diving into the next recipe. Last up, and the one I was most excited for, I made some twice baked potatoes with a Boursin twist. I ended up using golden potatoes for this because that's what we had on hand, but if you wanted larger servings, russet would be great. I started by oiling the potatoes and adding some salt and pepper to them. I then took out some aggression and got stabby with a fork to the taters. These baked for about 45-50 minutes in a 400-degree oven. Once they came out, I did let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I cut them all lengthwise. I used a spoon to scoop out the tater guts, and then used a hand mixer to blend in butter, a little yogurt, the Boursin cheese, and some seasoning. I personally love the caramelized onion from Kinder's for this, and I also added salt and pepper, but you could just use whatever your favorite all-purpose is. I used a cookie scoop again, feeling like an epic lunch lady, adding mounds of delicious mashed potatoes in the center of the baked potatoes. I got them back in the oven for about 15 minutes, just until they were golden. Oh, I forgot. I also added some shredded cheese to it. I think we went with a white cheddar for this. Those went in the oven for about 15 minutes until the cheese had melted down and they got a little golden crisp at the top. I loved the hot honey so much from the first recipe that I drizzled that over them, and I even put on my fancy pants, you guys, and I sprinkled some crushed pistachios. Who is she? We share our feedback on this one too, so let's see what we thought. Oh, I forgot the food. It's kind of important to bring the food to the taste test. Move your face. Look at it. She's a thing of beauty. These are twice baked potatoes.
Here for it.
Okay, somebody had mentioned in the comments on one of my videos where I made Boursin that she mixes her Boursin into mashed potatoes. And I said, that sounds like a fine idea, but you know what sounds like an even finer idea? Is to do twice baked potatoes. Because why not? The mashed potatoes would have been much easier. Pretty much the same result. But I had to be extra. You guys know who I am as a person. So that's how this happened. And then because my extra wasn't extraing enough, I decided to add some crushed pistachios and hot honey to the top. Okay?
Oh, there's hot honey on this.
There's a drizzle of hot honey for you, Jonathan. Okay? All right. If you guys know, you know I love hot honey. I will put it on anything. So we're gonna try this out here Oh, she's steaming. Oh, she's steaming. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I look calm and ready to drop bombs.
Did you really just? Quote Eminem.
Poker face.
It's a terrible poker face.
It's so bad.
Shoot.
John had to go put Stella in her room because she's grounded.
Listen, I know you wanted to be extra, but I'm here for all the extra. Bring it!
That was aggressive.
It was good.
You guys, I'm sorry to report that this is going to need to be on the menu for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
That's the first thing I thought of when I was making this, because my dad usually makes twice baked potatoes for Thanksgiving, and I think that's why I went this route, because I was like, I love when my dad makes those. They're so good, you guys.
Yes.
So amazingly good. And honestly, I think that regardless, like the mashed potatoes is a vibe.
It's a vibe. It is a vibe, and I'm here for it.
So the funny part is I make mashed potatoes with cream cheese, and they're so good, but the Boursin takes it up to a new level because it's like cream cheese with some herbs in it. I'm going to have to say, to be honest with all of you right now, it's a 10. It's a 10. I don't think there's a way that I could make that better.
I don't think so either.
I wouldn't even need gravy on it. At Thanksgiving, I feel like I always want to put gravy on potatoes, but I don't feel like I need it with this at all.
I need nothing with this.
What is your
amazing.
score?
This is a 10.
Oh, it's a 10. I was waiting. You're holding back on me, man. I was like, what's going on, John? You're going to go 9.5?
No.
It's a solid 10.
Solid. This
you
is
look very
so good.
tired. Do you have 3 kids or something?
Very tired.
Perk up, John. Just kidding. We got through this entire day and realized that John is my barista, and he makes me a coffee every single day because I am spoiled. And he didn't make me a coffee today, and neither of us noticed it.
Today feels like a blur.
Today was a weird day. Like, we got so much done. We got so much done today.
But I don't feel like we got a lot.
But I feel like we got nothing done. But we did get a lot done. And you guys will see it because it was part of like this like meal prep life. What we've been doing is meal prepping mini sessions. Just popping in, spending an hour when we can here and there to pull things together, and it's been working out. We've been teaming up to get it done. We make a list. I highlight what I think John might do, what I might do, but if one of us needs to step in and take care of it, it's been working out great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's so true. Corporate has put that out on all of the memos for employees, so just let you guys know. Anyways, all right, well, that's all the feedback for this video. That was all 3 recipes. Basically, they were all 5-star stunners. And you need them on your menu, okay? Also, if you're new here, this is the time when I invite you to join corporate. Come be a member of the board of directors. Subscribe. There's no actual corporate, by the way. Subscribe, stick around for the crazy. We've got a lot of chaos over here. Works out great. If you stuck through this entire thing, you are already a member of corporate, so you just need to make it official and hit subscribe, okay? All right, well, I hope we delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye.